All right, so you're ready to start a company, but there's loads of things what happen in between what you got to deal with. And this is that video where it's going to be no fluff, no nonsense, just the truth. And I've been a business owner for a while now, so I can talk about it. And the reason why I got the shades on is because you got into the big league. So it's bright up there. You know what I mean? So let's get straight to it. Most tradespeople have this dream or this aspiration to own their own business, which I did as well. You know, why get into the trade if I ain't gonna start off something myself and see if I can do it? So you motivate yourself, you push yourself to that point where you say, yeah, I'm gonna do it. You've got your company name. That's the first thing to do. You think about your policies and what your company stands for, what your brand colors are. You look at logos, right? You think about getting yourself some t-shirts because you say, yeah, I must look the part as well as be the part, right? So I've done all of these things, got the beanies as well. So I felt like I was now ready to jump into this space, which I've been a part of by being a plumber for a while and working for loads of different people. But now this is me working for myself. What's at risk? Finance is at risk, yeah? You don't know nothing about finances because you've always aligned things with, it's just me being a tradesperson and I'm just going to charge for this. I'm not now charging at the beginning for my petrol. I'm open to every single job because I think it's more money coming in. When you're running a business, you got to add up certain jobs and look at them and say, as me as a London plumber, is there point in me going to Watford to do a job? Not really. Are they going to pay me the rate, what I want in London? Not really. So how do I tell that to the customer or the person that's asked me from Watford? Is that I am a London business, hence the name Mr. London Plumber, but everyone inquires. I do that in the most respectful business way I see possible, which is providing that person with a price, but the price has to state the amount what I want for the job. So I do it on pricing, right? But a lot of us, before we even get to that point, don't even know how to set prices. Prices are going to fluctuate due to materials, due to things like petrol, parking, congestion when it comes to London. All of these things have to be factored into the price of the job. But when you're solo dolo, out there on your own as a tradesperson, you're not really thinking like that because you're just thinking about, oh, if I get this £400, I'll be all right. Labour cost, and your labour cost must be fair to the rest of the market, but also make sense to you within what you're doing. That might have baffled some of you lot. If I say to you, what is your running cost as a tradesperson? Because I generally think that tradespeople are going to watch this video. So what is your running cost? My running cost on a day-to-day is fuel. We factor in lunch. And I factor in van insurance, diesel, and any tools or equipment what I might need for that specific job. And when I say what tools and equipment I need for a specific job, there was a most recent job what I done, and we was taking out some gutters from a floor, right? So we had to get an angle grinder. We also had to get a Kango as well. So those prices need to go into the day because it's not General Tools, which I own myself. Yes, if you had a wider company, you could invest in more tools and stuff like that. But you're not at that point. This is the point of talking about where you are right now. And that, I think, has to be a deep and meaningful conversation with yourself. I've seen people blow their budget just so they can get a van, so they can get about. But they could do the same thing in a runaround car and build themselves up. If they paid for a runaround car, which might cost them $2,000 or whatever, they could run that car 6-8 months, possibly a year. It's not the best when you turn up for a job, but the customer understands who they're employing, right? So if you're struggling and getting yourself off your feet and you have to go and get a runaround instead of a van, don't be the person who's so prideful to be like, no man, I need a van. People are not going to take me seriously. How many jobs do you go to and someone looks out and says, is that your van? Someone peeps the window and says, is that you? Not often. And again, you could make an excuse. You could say the reason why you haven't got it. At the moment, I haven't really got the funds at the moment to invest within a van. But within a couple of months, I think I should be on my feet and I will be able to get my first van. Doing jobs like this is definitely going to help me build my future. All the pride goes out the window because that's what needs to happen when you're going into that league, because you're going to have so many conversations with people over that period of time, and it might be a skill set or things which are beyond you and you need other help. I've seen all this shit with my own eyes. Well, I'm not showing you now. I've been there. Turning up to jobs in my own personal car. Customers are not judging me. Again, because I've been in it for so long, I honestly don't really care about that side of it. People have seen me in vans for years. I'm not a prolific van owner. Boo-hoo. I get the job done, and I get it done to a high standard of work. And I think if you can create a high standard of work and keep that consistent through the work what you do, you'll be good. People will speak about you. People will recommend you if that's what you need, but that ain't going to keep your business alive. People recommend me because I have built a following. I built people online. I've got an Instagram with 10,000 followers on it. It looks good. I've collabed with a lot of different people. But my day-to-day work still has to be on the grind. I still have to be on my job if I'm still trying to make something out of myself. And one of the key things which I think are not discussed but needs to be discussed a lot more is you get the basic skills from college. You get your life skills within your trade from the work what you do when you're out on the field. Doesn't happen anywhere else. You learn a lot of stuff off of people from business, but the people who are in those places, you need to ask them questions. If you don't ask the questions, people are not going to tell you. How do you win contracts? How do I get more work? Am I using Facebook correctly? Where's my best buying market? What social media platforms is it on? So I can double down, maybe on content, double down, maybe on advertisement in those areas. Well, I'm going to give you one now where you don't have to search at all. The highest paying customers or customers that are interested in getting the tradespeople, it's on Facebook. Because it's got a GDP age, which is the older generation, people that have money already. Not trying to say there's not people on TikTok, not trying to say there's not people on Insta, but it's different. It's a whole different platform. Don't get it messed up in any type of way. Powerful as well. Get it right on there. Don't say I don't drop you the gems. And now I've told you that, just want to remind you to subscribe to my channel, because when I say these things, yeah, it's because I look at what I've done to be able to create something and how can I help other people. It's not in a bossy way at all. It's not in a, oh, you're looking in the wrong place, you're doing the wrong things. We all were winging it at some point. Everyone who started a business was winging it at one point. They got their brothers, they got their cousins, they got their sisters to do the books. These are the things what happen, because it's cheaper to pay people in-house like that to build when you're first starting than it is to outsource to anybody else. You know, I got friends who just started companies and stuff, and kudos to all of them. But when they tell me they're going to go and get a web designer or this person to do that and that person to... You can do all these things yourself. You can set up a Squarespace website yourself. But when you're not willing to find out what it takes to do those tasks in business, yeah, and you think it's easier to pay someone else and you haven't done the maths on it. Maths wise, I just need a landing page. It's a one-page website where people can scroll down to the bottom and just inquire. It's not an e-commerce website. People do not buy anything from your website. I do not sell Mr. London Plumber beanies on mrlondonplumber.com. No, I don't. It would only be an inquiry site where you can send a direct message to me. I can read through your message. I can get back to you. I've got your information. We can sort out a consultation. We could do it face to face, or we could do it, I call it virtually, which is FaceTime, which is Google. Whatever you had, we can jump on it, Teams, we can get on it and we could have a consultation. When you're pricing and making your prices, you want to be fair to yourself in a sense of, I'll give you an example. I used to work for a handyman company in Fulham. And when I heard this handyman company in Fulham was installing taps for £280, I said, I've got to get some of that. I've got to get some of them clients around there, because that's where the bread's at. Somewhere else in London, which weren't Fulham, yeah, they're charging, what, £90, £100 to install a tap. Why don't I want to go over there and get the 280? Of course I do want to get the 280 from over there. But I want to really find out how they're getting their customers, how it all ticks, how it works. Because that's where the real bread is, not trying to steal one or two of them. That ain't gonna hold your business down for no time. It's going to make you feel good, so you can go to Miller and Carter, so you can go to Rocker on the weekend with your girl just once or twice. I'm trying to go there all the time. I'm trying to go there on a first name basis with me. That's what I'm trying to do in life. I'm trying to set foundations. So you got to learn the business. So me learning the business, I had to ask questions. How are you getting these customers? Oh, we get them through Trekker Trader. We pay a premium rate on Trekker Trader and blah, 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 blah. Aha, that's where they get the customers from. Do I have the money at the moment or at the time to do the Trekker Trader thing? The answer was hell no. But I knew where it came from now. And that led me on another chase, in a sense of finding these customers, because they are out there. paying for leads and going down that route of building the representation of your company. I think if you do that today, you've got to understand that there's a portion of you that has to keep doing that. Because when you start getting the reviews, because reviews are golden, I'm not going to lie to you. If someone sees your company and they see you as like 200 reviews on Google, I'm going to give you a call. You know, you just got to make sure that there is somebody there available to be able to take the call and to be able to assist that person through the steps. If you set up something through AI and something at the moment, which you can do, you know, I've got a WhatsApp which will send someone an automatic message, and it will be like, tell me what the job is, have you got any photos, and could you send me an address, whereabouts, and what area you're in. Those are like generic questions which make the customer seem, as soon as they contact me through a WhatsApp, if they choose to, that they can see everything. They can even see the prices of the call outs because I have a price list on there. This is all free stuff. And this is free game for people that want to get up. Because over the years, I've realized nobody wants to tell you. No matter if you're a nice person, just they don't want to tell you. Might seem like it's a secret, but it is no secret. Everything what you want to learn is out there. But you got to have the head to think about it in that type of way. You know, many years ago, I've got a good friend. He's an electrician. I said to him, do Ring Doorbell. Ring Doorbell's going to be a it's going to be a madness. You're going to make so much money out of it. You can become an installer. You can sell them to people for a discounted price, but you can install them as well. And you'll get so many installations just because you're an electrician. I know some people say they can do it themselves, but the majority of people that will go out there and just book the electrician for that. Oh, I want to secure my house and I want to do this. That's when I started to have the Einstein moment and say, these things are like added on services, what you can add to what you already have. There are so many of them out there for tradespeople to pick up on, but some of us it goes over your head. You miss it. You don't see it. You're not thinking like a business, you're thinking like a tradesperson. Oh, I don't want to do the same thing as everybody else. It's making money. And that's what the business, what we're in for. Look, I've made videos on my channel before breaking down how much it costs to start a business. To start a business with a van and stuff like that, and just get insured, even as just a plumber, yeah? We're talking like 30k to get up and running. I don't know who your dad is, but he better have the bread to give it to you, to loan it to you for a while, and it might not even come back. That's how real the situation is. And I will always say this, never stop saying this, get yourself a mentor. Get yourself someone you can learn from. There's so many things towards business which you might be good with your hands, but with your brain, what is it like? Are you thinking up here? Because when you're thinking up here, your hands will do the rest because you know what you're doing already, innit? But at the beginning of the video, I told you, you learn most of your skill and your trade when you're out on the field. When you're in the college, you're just getting the basics. If you weren't really listening in college, when you get outside, it'll be hard work. Then, because you turn up to a job, but you start stuttering because I've never seen that before. I don't know what to do with that. See, if you had a mentor, yeah, I'm just turned up to this job now, yeah, such and such happened and such happened. What do you think it is? Oh, try this and try that. Cool. Now you've went back into the job with a newfound strut. You're walking like this. You're walking like the macho man when you get inside there. Because you know the information what someone's told you, it's going to do the trick. And even at that point, when someone gives you that information, the thing is to do is to give that man a drink or give that woman a drink who told you. Because as much as you think that your boss or the person who you work for now or the person who you work with now, they know everything, they don't. Nobody does. Just telling you. Everyone has someone who they confide in who is maybe more of a specialist in a certain specific area than they are. And I do as well. I've got mates who are drainage engineers. I've got mates who are electricians. I've got a mate who's a carpenter as well. And when something's above me, what I just don't know, I just ask them. I say, you know, I'm stuck in a bit of a pickle here with this job. What do you think about this? And what way would you go ahead with doing this? Give them the full scenario, because one thing I've realized as a plumber who is a business owner is that giving someone the full diagnostics of the job, if they've got half a clue, they'll get it right. They can explain it to you bit by bit and break it down to you. But when you're full of yourself, you feel like you know everything. When you are feeling like you're the shit and nobody can't tell you nothing, that's when you'll find out. You'll come across something and you'll be like that. And I'm sorry to say that it can happen to the best of us, because we've all not seen everything, me included. And I don't mind saying that. And I've been doing it for 22 years and some change. The process is never to give up on what you start, yeah? Because when you set yourself this task of saying to yourself, I'm going to start a business, it's everything I've discussed, and the stress, and the worry. Is this person going to pay you on time? Have I got enough money to pay these other people who I've asked to come and work with me for the day? Is there any other foreseen fuck-ups what are going to happen within this day? You just don't know. But you got to go with it. I mean, the amount of things what I've learned about having my own company, getting people on jobs, and also sending people jobs as a tradesperson. You know, people help me out. Like my drainage mate helps me out at points. So I send them jobs. I mean, I don't want no money from it, because I know this is how businesses run. Everything can't be about a drink. I'm here to make bread, of course, but everything is not about a drink. Business, a lot of business people, things run on integrity. Things run on how you treat that person. If I've sent you one job, you sending me one job back. Yeah, I've got this job down the neck of your woods, you know, you might want to pick this up. It's a nice little number, I'm uptown at the moment, so I won't be able to fill in there. Would you mind? Yeah, the person's willing to pay X amount, blah, 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 blah. Cool. Sweet. Again, I said to you, I don't want nothing from it. And I would love to get my mates on here to give that testimony, because they would have told you themselves. I'd ask them, I say, I don't want nothing, man. I'm good. I'm just happy that you was able to do it. And that's all we need, is someone who is able, capable, safe, clean, responsible. That person, they can get the job. Every job we can't do out here. I'm going to start this series where I speak about and I break down just running a business in construction a little bit more, and the things which people just don't talk about. Like I said, having a trade is a great step forward. Everybody doesn't want to do the whole I'm running my own business, I'm the boss. Many people feel that whole life thing is too stressful. You see the boss. Sometimes he's fat, sometimes he's skinny, sometimes he's smoking loads of fags, sometimes he's drinking loads of coffees. Sometimes he's on the phone all the time, talking to someone. That's not everybody's life. And they might not want that for themselves. So in these, I'm going to make 4 videos about this, yeah? All going to be the same kind of length. And I'm just going to break it down a little bit more. But this is just the intro into it. Because I wanted people to understand that most businesses, in the first 2 to 3 years, they fail. And especially having a construction business, which anything within construction has a high cash flow. There's a job, 10 grand, right? You got to pay out 6 grand to the workers, to people that work with you. X amount is for the company, and then there's a bit for you. Money ain't coming in. You're gonna have to go into your, might have to look into a little savings or something, or what's in the kitty, so you can just pay people out. It can be headache, but it could be a dream which turns successful. And we're going to talk about the headache, and we're going to talk about the success as well, because I think that's just the reality of life. The reality is just that things don't always go to plan. 22 years in with some change, I thought I would have been in a big ass. I thought I would have made a lot of money from this. Haven't. But I'm not giving up. And I don't think anybody else should give up, because you're as good as the last job what you've done. If that last job spoke volumes about how neat, tidy, presentable, reliable you are, you'll always get a call. Just facts, you know. If you're none of those things, if you turn up late, if you're disrespectful, have a bit of an attitude, don't get the job done to the client's satisfaction, might rule you off from getting a call. That's the first thing I want you to take from it, is that when you look back and you look at some work, what you do, even as a tradesperson who hasn't got a company yet, because we are talking about the company and what it takes to build it. Would you pay for that last job what you done there? Would you? That's the question. If the answer is yes, then we're getting somewhere. If the answer is no, ask yourself why. And you've got to be honest with yourself, you know. Oh, my clipping out is a bit poor. I don't really tidy up that well. It was left, you know, unpresentable. When you look at it from an angle, it looks a bit off, but it looks straight when you look at it. But I needed to take that bit back a little bit, but I didn't do that because I had to shoot. So when someone else shows someone from that angle, they see the same thing you see. Some work was not really worthy of recommending, or some work which, you know, looks like you know what I mean, innit? This is your reputation, and we are going to speak about reputation. And in the next episode, I'm actually going to break everything down more in a sense of topic base. But this is just the introduction, because I wanted to make this video unfiltered, because you are going into the big league by saying that you're going to step up and start yourself that company as a tradesperson. Kudos to you. And the fact that you're doing a level of investigation into what you're getting yourself into you're already starting to get yourself prepared. So don't play yourself today after this video is finished and not press subscribe, because you're only playing yourself. But this will continue. Like I said, this will be a 4-part series, and this is number 1. So get ready.